and welcome back to another Storytime video. Today I am going to talk about some of the childhood memories I have of Fall Creek Falls. Now, you probably know, a couple weeks ago I was at Fall Creek Falls after not being there for 5 years due to renovations. Then those got delayed because of, you know what, I don't need to say, but those got delayed. And so we finally returned this year. And I did trash in the beginning the new layout, but it kind of grew on me after I realized that I should just accept it and that it's not going to go back to the way it was, no matter how much complaining I might do. So, I'm going to give you some childhood memories I have of Fall Creek Falls and going there every year that I can remember up until they started to renovate in late 2017 or 2018. So, yeah. I remember chasing my second cousins around. That was always a very fun time. There's not too much I can say in regards to that because it's like, hey, I chased my cousins around. Well, that was fun in the concrete kind of layout. Because if you, on that old, in that old layout, if you walked out of your room that way, you weren't instantly right where we would run, because you would walk out of your room, there would be 2 rooms there, and then you would have another door. So it's not like, and I believe those doors opened toward the room, so there was never a door that entered into that walkway that we were running through. So, but nowadays, I don't think I filmed this particular part of it. I will get to it next year. Next year, I plan to record more of it that I wasn't able to. But there's always next year. But yes, so, but now it's like a traditional hotel where if you ran through the hallways, which they aren't as long and they're not as straight anymore, so you wouldn't have as much of an opportunity to run through them. It might be a bit of a problem if you ran through them. So I'm going to miss that. Oh, by the way, I think I mentioned it on video. I know I mentioned it to my grandmother at some point, but there's no more playground. As freaking Ashley dies. There's no more playground next to the pool. You have to drive a bit of a ways, but it's still in the park. I don't know if that's going to be the replacement for the playground that was at the actual park or not. But that's a thing. So I unless they build another playground, I'm going to miss that playground because I remember playing on that as a kid, but what I do remember and what I did as I got to be a teenager is that sometimes I would just go there and meditate and be by myself. That provided a nice, tranquil place where I could be kind of away from everybody and everything and just kind of meditate a little bit and just kind of chill and be alone whenever I'd want to be alone, but that doesn't happen. Oh, and riding my bike. Yeah, there's not not hardly any opportunity to ride your bike. Normally, the cobblestone slabs at the backside of the room would come out far enough that I could ride my bike on those slabs and quickly go off to the side to avoid somebody or whatnot, but now there's just no stone like that. It just goes from the balcony if you're on the first floor. Well, you guys know what I mean, but the door, you have a little bit of stone there, and then it's just grass. So that's definitely different. Because I'm thinking that I really loved to ride my bike on the ramp and really get good momentum to ride my bike. But unfortunately, because there's no ramp, there's hardly any stone at all there. I just don't really have an opportunity to ride a bike. I believe the last time I took a bike was 2015, so I didn't take it the last couple times that we went to the reunion, but it's still a shame that I don't get the choice for future reunions. So I just kind of shake my head at that. And these aren't necessarily negatives or stuff that I hate about the place. I mean, it's a negative that I can't really ride my bike around, but it's just something I remember that I won't be able to experience again. And I did mention it during the video, during day 3. Well, not just mention, but I made sure it was the tradition, and that when I'm, regardless of whether I'm driving or not to Fall Creek Falls, it's irrelevant because I can see the inn peer over that little hill, regardless of whether I'm driving or not. But when we leave Fall Creek Falls and I'm not driving, I always watched the inn disappear out of view for another year. That was certainly something that I remember as a kid and something I kind of remember fondly and something I'm glad I got to experience once again this year as my dad was driving when we left and I filmed it. I think I did a decent job filming it. I wish I could have had a better view of what the camera was seeing, but I got to see it in person regardless. So that's a memory that I remember from my childhood. Of course it looks a tiny bit different, but the basic gist of it is still the same. As that hill has not changed and they have not moved the inn itself. Had they moved the inn, yes, I would say that's something I could never experience again, but I can still experience it to this day, and I have, for sure. Of course, you have all the traditions of the picnic and playing softball, which, as a kid, I remember running around the bases, but it only occurred to me in the last few years that I played anyway. The last few years we were going, that that was during the actual game, and that people my age and myself were running for people that didn't want to run anymore, which was fine in my eyes. I wasn't going to complain as a little kid about getting to run around bases and stuff. I thought that was really fun. So, even though I don't get to be a kid and experience that again, it is certainly fun to play softball, even though I'm not that good at it at all, I must say. It's still. Those are still memories I have as a kid that I really, really enjoy. Let's see, what else? Yes, I used to collect smashed pennies. They had a machine there for years near the front desk. The gift shop was behind the front desk. They moved it to the side of the front desk. Probably, I guess they thought that people weren't seeing the gift shop, or they wanted to make it more visible. But regardless, adjacent to the gift shop, so against the wall where the door was that you came in from the parking lot, was a smashed penny machine. And I remember getting so many smashed pennies there that one year my mom was like, "You have all the smashed pennies here you could get. Don't get any more." So, I was a bit disappointed to see that there was not a smashed penny machine. Even though I don't actively collect, I very, very passively collect smashed pennies. So much so that I think I forgot to mention it in the things that I collect storytime video that I should really update sooner or later. I mean, I update practically every other storytime video I've made, so I might as well update that eventually. But yeah. So I can't exactly get more smash pennies from there, even though I don't think I would. Again, it's like the thing with riding a bike. It's the fact that I don't really have an opportunity to just kind of sucks. But that's not a negative. That's not a negative, even though it might seem like I'm pointing it out as a negative. I don't really mind. Certainly not as much as riding a bike around. There's a higher chance that I would want to ride a bike around Fall Creek Falls than I would to collect, than I would to get more smashed pennies, because I've already gotten them all. So it doesn't matter. That does not matter. at this point. But yeah, that's all I can really think about, besides the fact that I always knew as a kid. Well, you guys know that, well, you guys probably know that our reunion to Fall Creek Falls is in mid to late July. Normally late July. It was the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th this year. So 2 weeks ago, we were leaving to go. So, regardless, going to Fall Creek Falls was pretty much always the last memory that I had of that particular year's summer break before I would go back to school in early August. Around this time, actually. Today is the 5th? Yes, so around this time every year is when I would go back to school, so yeah, we would have Fall Creek Falls, and then like 2 weeks later I would be going back to school. So, although one year, my cousin Dylan and my grandmother and I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame right after the reunion. Like, we left right after the reunion. And as you guys can guess, this was before I started vlogging, and this was even before I started YouTube. So this was 10 years ago. If I think of any more childhood memories that I can't really experience anymore. I mean, the softball, yes, I can experience again. The picnic, yes, I can. Well, it's not just memories that I can't experience anymore, but memories in general. Childhood memories, but yeah, if I think of any more that, well, several more in order to make its own storytime video, not just one, or perhaps two, but if I think of more, I might make another video. Probably not the next storytime video, though. Although I don't know. If I think of a lot more in the next couple weeks, then yes, but so I guess I shouldn't rule anything out. I don't know, though. I don't know, I might revisit a story, or I might tell a story I've never told before, or I might update my best games of all time list, because it is past 50. I don't know if I'd do that, because you would take my original top 25 games of all time list, add a few, and we'll basically have the same games there, and then add 25 more. Because when I made the original top 25 games of all time list, I had a total of 30 games, and right now I have a total of 55 games. So it wouldn't necessarily be worth updating right now. So maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? I will figure it out within the next couple of weeks. And CS guys, I do believe that will do it for this storytime video. And till next storytime video, I will see you later. Goodbye, guys! Thank you all for watching.